Hey guys, PK here, and another Famitsu article dropped right when I was in the middle of editing my last video too. With how much info there is in this article, this video will be split into two parts. Anyway, let's get started! We get introduced to two new villains of the game, Reaper Knight and Flame Emperor. These two are against the Church of Ceros and are known to attack students of the Officers' Academy and the Church's followers. Reaper Knight is rumored to spirit away people at night and is said to be not of this world. The continent of Foldland may get its namesake from the Celtic goddess Foldland, which may hint at more connections to Celtic mythology. Reaper Knight may be a reference to Serenes, the Horned One, who in Celtic mythology is the god of the underworld and was leader of the Wild Hunt. The Wild Hunt was an event in European mythology where many supernatural beings who were hunters passed by in wild pursuit. Anyone who witnessed the Wild Hunt meant an omen of catastrophe, plague, or death for them. Reaper not being of this world may hint at a supernatural origin, so him being a god of death or something similar may be plausible. This may also hint that Reaper Knight may be the leader of the Terrors, who we will touch upon in a future video. Flame Emperor is shrouded in mystery both literally and figuratively. He works behind the scenes and is shown wearing a mask and a flowing cape. He was apparently the one leading the bandits who attacked our main trio, so I can see him being our first arc's endgame boss. His underlings are also seen as enemies we face at some point, so it would make sense for us to go up against him face to face later down the line. He also seems to have an interest in Byleth after he saved the main trio from doom. Considering Flame Emperor is against the Church, there is a chance he suspects Byleth has some connection to Nemesis and possibly even Sothis. It could go so far as that maybe Flame Emperor is a descendant of Nemesis himself or maybe one of his followers. It seems as though there will be slight changes to plot and insight on different perspectives on certain story events depending on which house you choose. Hopefully this route split will be handled better than in Fates. At least we don't have to buy a separate game to experience each house. Man, that would cost a lot. If we chose the Black Eagles, Hubert will say he's surprised that Sir Leonardo is staging a rebellion, whereas if we chose the Blue Lions, Dimitri will mention how Sir Leonardo doesn't want his son Ash to be involved in the rebellion. So who is this Sir Leonardo? Other than being Ash's adopted father, he's also the ruler of Gaspard Castle in Fargus. He's leading his people in a rebellion against the Church of Ceros early on in the game. We are tasked by the Officers' Academy to suppress the rebellion. Ah, yeah, this was expected. The narrator from the direct trailer did mention something like this would be assigned to us. At the end of the Flower Crown season, that one field study shows us that our task is to retake Gaspard Castle, which hints that the rebellion takes place around that time. Quick note, Gaspard looks like it's near the border of Drestia and Fargus. Sir Leonardo looks like he could be a descendant of a certain king who fought in the War of Heroes. With that in mind, there may be a chance that Leonardo has a crest. Maybe the same one as Byleth's, but there's not enough info right now to say for sure. If he truly is Nemesis' descendant, then Leonardo wanting to rebel against the Church isn't too surprising. Ash knows nothing of the rebellion and is confused as to why Leonardo would start the rebellion in the first place. I don't want my boy to be torn like this. I must protect! However, the relationship between Leonardo and Ash is reminding me of the relationship between Hannibal and Corporal from FE4, so maybe Leonardo has his reasons? He can't be that bad of a guy if he's anything like Hannibal. We keep talking about Leonardo's reasons for rebellion, but we don't exactly know for sure what they are. It's pretty obvious at this point that the Church is in a morally gray area. What does Leonardo know about the Church? If he's Nemesis' descendant, then maybe he knows about why the War of Heroes started in the first place? And maybe those reasons are still applicable today? Who knows? Alright, we've got more gameplay stuff coming in. A new mechanic is coordinated attacks. We first saw hints of this in the E3 trailer. Coordinated attacks are triggered when units are in close proximity to each other. Aggro lines are shown to signal to the player that what units are able to attack a certain enemy. If more than one ally can target a foe, a coordinated attack can trigger. Coordinated attacks increase hit rate and avoid of the attacking unit, and depending on which units join in, other effects can happen such as an increase in attack power. After a coordinated attack occurs, all participating units get support points and is indicated by heart icons like in Awakening and Fates. Along with coordinated attacks, there are coordinated gambits which we first saw in the direct trailer. Like coordinated attacks, coordinated gambits occur when there are multiple allies in close proximity to each other. When a coordinated gambit occurs, might and hit rate increases relative to the number of participants and their support levels. A maximum of 4 units, including the attacker, participate in a coordinated gambit, and it seems like the game will automatically choose the 4 highest supports to participate in the attack. It's time for an all-out attack! With gambits having limited uses, it's important to keep in mind unit positions in order to maximize the effectiveness of your gambits. There's more ways for your units to cooperate. Looks like Pair Up from Awakening is back in the form of assistants. After reaching a certain instructor level, units can be assigned an assistant. The number of units that can be assigned an assistant is dependent on instructor level. Assistants will perform a follow-up attack, guard the main unit, or heal the main unit depending on how high the support level is. Assistants will also gain experience from battles as well. There's no decrease in stats or any other hidden costs when using assistants, however, like Pair Up, this will decrease the amount of solo units you have available to you on the map. I personally am not a fan of the Pair Up mechanic. I expect all of my units to fight when I deploy them on the map, and I usually don't want one on the map to act as a stat-boosting backpack for another unit. I'll do that when I'm training up units when fighting Risen and Awakening, but that's not something I'll go out of my way for during a story chapter. I feel that it will be the same way for me in Three Houses. We already have battalions anyway. Sure, they can lower some stats of a unit and cost money to use and maintain, but at least I'm not losing a unit when using them. It does feel a little redundant having both pair-up and battalions, in my opinion. Alright, let's move on to the new map stuff that was introduced. We have doors and chests, which require a door key or a chest key to unlock unless you have the lock touch skill or are a precious baby boy. There are also drawbridges that you could only lower from the side they're installed. Can any unit lower them, or do they have to be a certain unit type? In FE4, for example, thieves were the only one who could lower bridges. Considering how it's not required to have certain unit types, it's possible that any unit can activate these drawbridges. Looks like the bag icon is confirmed to be an item drop icon. Here we can see the layout of the enemy unit stat window. We see stats, skills, association banner, and weapon ranks. From the looks of things, stat caps are pretty high. And speaking of enemies, we see a possible boss unit who is glowing green and is marked by a medallion sort of icon. I believe he's also standing on a heal tile, so it might take a while to take him down. Alright, we've also got more intermediate classes. It's also revealed that at maximum level, each class can learn more unique skills. When changing classes, you can switch between any class you passed a certification exam for without using any items, and your level will not reset. The Lord class is exclusive to our main trio. They specialize in swords, lances, and authority. Their class skill is Charisma, which gives +3 to damage dealt to adjacent allies. It looks like Edelgard was depicted in the Lord class towards the end of the direct trailer. The Thief class has good skill and speed and specialize in swords and bows. They seem to be a combination of previous thieves and outlaws from Fates in terms of weapons. Their class skills are Steal and Lock Touch. Steal allows the user to take non-weapon items from foes with less speed. It's nice to see thieves being able to steal again. I'm gonna take all the things! Lock Touch lets the user unlock doors and chests without using keys. Knights have great defenses, which makes them good physical walls. They specialize in lances, axes, and of course heavy armor. However, they have no class skills. Pegasus Knights are flying units and have high resistance but are weak to bows. Like Cavaliers, they have the class skill Canto, which, if you remember, allow a unit to move again with their leftover move after performing an action. Their other class skill is Avoid +10, which does exactly what it says. They specialize in swords and lances and is a female-exclusive class. Archers have good skill and luck and specialize in swords and bows. Nice to see that archers are specialized in a close-range weapon. Their class skill is Bow Range +1, which increases attack range by 1 when using a bow. If longbows are in the game, oh! The Priest class can use all types of magic and have skills more closely related to white magic. Their class skills are Heal and White Magic Recovery +5. Heal functions like other spell skills. Allows the use of Heal, and if already learned, the number of uses is doubled. White Magic Recovery +5 boosts the recovery power of white magic by 5. Let's move on to our newest students and their crests and personal skills. Ferdinand's personal skill is Confidence, which raises his hit rate and avoid by 15 when HP is full. He has the minor crest of Chichol, something, which belongs to Divine Bernadetta has the personal skill Paranoia, which boosts attack by 5 when less than max HP. She has the minor crest of Indec, which belongs to the Divine Indec. These Divines may be people who supported the 10 Greats of Foldland during the War of Heroes. Ash has the personal skill Wisdom to Live, which functions like Lock Touch. So what you're saying is that Ash is a thief character. Perfect! Raphael has the personal skill Scavenger, which activates depending on luck. It may restore 10% HP at the start of the turn. Listhea has the personal skill Prodigy, which doubles the amount of experience gained for professor levels. She has the minor crest of Charon, which belongs to one of the 10 Greats. And I'm not gonna go on with anything else in this video because there is way too much. We'll see you all in the next video. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. This video had quite a bit of new info, and I just heard that the Japanese website also updated with things, so I'm going to try to get this one out as soon as possible so I can move on to the next thing. And then there's also the other half of this video that also needs to go out talking about weekend events, because oh my god, there was a lot of stuff about the weekend stuff. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!